It is time to talk real estate. I'm with Darlene Reed, 2025 Board Chair, Realtors Association of Edmonton. And Darlene, the market. We're heading into summer. It's a new season. Are things heating up or cooling down here in Edmonton?
Well, we saw very low inventory starting this year, and as this summer is approaching, we've seen our inventory levels creep up a little bit. We're about 13.2% higher year over year with our inventory, which means typically that the prices are dropping a little bit, which we've seen, which is a normal seasonal trend.
Okay, so inventory's up, prices down a little bit. How does that affect people who are looking to buy or sell in Edmonton?
Well, it's really good for buyers because having more inventory means more choice. With more choice, it gives buyers a little more flexibility on timing. They're not rushing in with these conditionless offers. They can take their time and mitigate their risk and put in conditions like home inspections. For sellers, it's going to mean they really need to consult with their real estate professional and ensure that they're pricing that property market correct. Otherwise, it's going to sit on the property and become stale dated.
With the ever-changing market here in Edmonton, how does the Realtors Association of Edmonton help realtors and then in turn help buyers and sellers?
The Realtors Association of Edmonton provides a lot of educational opportunities for our members. We do a forecast at the beginning of the year, predicting what we expect the market to do throughout the year. But this year we're offering a mid-year market update on June 24th. We'll be having some top economists speaking about the Bank of Canada interest rate. We'll be talking about tariffs and the impact that that could have on new construction. And we'll be talking about some national trends.
Perfect. And how does that then help the buyer and seller?
Well, when the realtor is better informed, they can better advise their client on how to navigate these market conditions. They can better advise them on timing of when to list. If we have ideas of what's coming nationally or what's going to happen with the Bank of Canada interest rate, we can advise our clients whether to hold off or now is a good time to get into the market.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Darlene. Stick around. We're going to be talking more with Darlene about the market here in Edmonton and also some interesting things around AI. Stick around. I'm down at the Realtors Association of Edmonton with Darlene Reed, and we've been talking about real estate, the market, but now we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about technology. There's some really cool innovations that are coming your way. Tell us about those.
Yeah, the Realtors Association of Edmonton is launching some new AI tools. They should be available by the end of July. One of them is photo tagging. So when a realtor loads a listing in, it's going to tag certain features of the property like kitchen islands, colors of cabinets, dual sinks automatically. And we'll have a photo matching feature, which is for buyers. So when they're looking for homes, they can search for homes with these features automatically using the photos.
Very cool. So how is this supposed to help the buyer when they are looking for a home online?
Well, as a buyer, if you're looking and you see this perfect kitchen with the island, the white cabinets, and the window overlooking the backyard, and you're like, I love this kitchen, I don't like this location, you can use the photo matching tool and it'll find similar properties that have those specific features in different areas of the city. So it'll save our buyers a lot of time in searching and looking through all the photos in MLS. It'll automatically be doing it for them.
Very cool. Okay, so helping the buyer for sure. What about the seller? How does it help the seller?
When a realtor inputs the listing into MLS, the photo tagging feature will automatically be tagging some of these features, and this helps the seller in marketing their property because it's going to highlight a lot more features than we can in our fields on MLS. And it'll also help them when buyers are looking. They might see features that they may have missed in just looking at the initial MLS listing, but it'll also help the seller in time. They won't have to prepare their home for showings when buyers look and they see maybe features that they didn't want. So it'll save time for the sellers and the buyers.
Very cool. And when are you expecting this to be ready?
Before the end of July.
Awesome. For more information on that, you can go to the website at the bottom of our screen. Stick around. We're going to talk more real estate throughout the rest of the morning. Well, we've been talking about the Edmonton real estate market, new AI tools. Now we're going to talk about the strategic plan for the Realtors Association of Edmonton. I'm with Darlene Reed. And Darlene, tell us about the updated strategic plan and what that means for the public.
Well, the Board of Directors just recently launched our new strategic plan called Foundations for the Future. We presented it to our membership earlier this year, and a key focus of it is professionalism and service. So with professionalism, we want our members to be better trained, better supported, and held to a higher standard, which in essence will lead to a better client experience. At Ray, we want our members to be seen by the public as the trustworthy, consistent choice of realtor, no matter which member you choose.
So professionalism is a big focus. Now, how does that relate to how the realtor presents themselves to their client?
Well, professionalism is portrayed in many ways with the realtor. The most important is really how they communicate with their client, how they conduct themselves in the transaction, and You know, one of the big principles that we promote here at Ray is in our code of ethics, which is fairness and cooperation to all. So we expect our realtors to treat everyone in the transaction with respect and dignity, and that doesn't just mean their client. It means their fellow colleagues. It means any other industry professionals, whether it be a mortgage broker or a home inspector. Our members are expected to be held to that higher standard.
And so, Darlene, when it comes to someone looking for a realtor, what should they look for, and what advice would you give them?
Well, you want to choose someone who can communicate clearly, who listens to you, and who puts your interests first. So you want someone that's trustworthy, and by doing that, it's okay to interview them, ask them questions to make sure that they're a right fit and that you feel comfortable for them. You know, it's okay to ask them what kind of education they've had, if they've had any recent, updated training. It's okay to do that, because you need to find someone who's the best fit for you, because this is a very large transaction.
And it can be one of the biggest transactions and decisions in someone's life.
Absolutely.
Okay, so stick around. We've got one more interview with Darlene, and we are going to be talking about the market once again. I've been spending my morning talking about real estate here in Edmonton, the market, some AI tools, and the code of conduct. And now I'm with Darlene. We're going to talk about tips for buyers, sellers, and renters. Now, Darlene, this market going into the summer, we've got more inventory. What advice would you give to a buyer going into this market?
Well, this market is definitely more favorable towards buyers with a little bit more inventory. It's giving buyers a little bit more time to do their due diligence and look around, but that doesn't mean that they can't be ready to pull the trigger. So I would encourage them to get pre-approvals in place, talk to your realtor, and know your list of priorities. Know what the must-haves are and what the need-to-haves are, and what the you can let go, because some of these properties that come on the market that are priced really competitively, they're going very fast.
Okay, now what about the seller? How do they make their home stand out in this market?
Well, it's becoming a little more competitive here for sellers to have their properties, shine on the MLS. So you want to make sure that your home has amazing curb appeal, especially with the spring, summer. You want to make sure that the key features are standing out, and you'll want to talk to a realtor and find out what little improvements can you do that will get you your best return on investment, because it is important to have your property shine in this market, and pricing. You want to make sure that you're not overpriced, because overpricing means that you could possibly have your house sit on the market a little longer, which will eventually lead to price reductions.
Okay, now summer's a big time for movers. You also help renters. How do you help renters know that they've found a legitimate property?
Well, we do have rentals on our MLS system, so consumers can go look on there, and that that's from a trusted source. I would encourage renters to make sure that they meet whoever they're renting from in person. Don't send deposits, in advance or online. There's a lot of scams out there. So you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence, and reach out to your local real estate professional who can help guide you through that process of renting.
Perfect. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And for more information, you can always go to the website at the bottom of your screen.